Hi, Jasmine. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good. Thank you for asking.
You could go ahead and take a seat.
Thank you. Thank you for sending me on such short notice. I know you're like super busy, but like I just needed to talk to you. I feel like. Oh yeah, but also I'm kind of running to class in a bit, so I hope it's okay. It's like kind of a short session. Like yeah.
Totally fine. No worries.
She's okay with that.
It's totally fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So what brings you in today?
So I kind of been having like some roommate issues,
Okay.
and I feel like it's affecting my academics. I feel like they kind of been like passive aggressive this past week, and like I don't know, like I feel the tension in the air, and like I like to study on my bed, and feeling that way in my room, I feel like I can't study because it's like I don't know, it just feels so like so much like weight in the room. So I don't know what's been going on, but I kind of just wanted to like figure out what to do because I don't want it to keep affecting like me not being able to study in like the place that I do well in.
Yeah.
So I guess that's like where I'm at right now. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's explore this a little bit further. You mentioned that you feel like they kind of leave you out, that they're kind of being a little passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you came to that conclusion that they're being passive aggressive.
Well, like they like whisper to each other, like even though I'm in the room, and like they like when I step out of the room, I can clearly hear them talking to each other. But if I walk in, it gets really quiet, and then it's like if I'm like trying to go to sleep, they're like loud and like I don't know. It's just like little petty things that I feel like they're kind of doing with an intention of like annoying me. But I don't know like what I did to contribute if I did something wrong, like. Like, I kind of want to be self-aware if I did something wrong, but I don't know because they won't talk to me. So, like, now it's, like, in the place where, like, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in the past, or how long has it been going?
Yeah, so it's been going on for, like, a week.
For, like, a week? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, how were things before?
Oh, we were, like, best friends. Like, we, like, met, and, like, this year, like, we, like, clicked instantly. We would always hang out. Like, it never felt like one person was, like, prioritized over another. It just felt like an equal, like, kind of Three Musketeers kind of relationship, I guess. And, like, I don't know, it just, like, it kind of sucks. I feel like they're, like, my main people to go to, and I feel like they're kind of rejecting me. I don't know, like, necessarily I don't know, what to do, who to go to kind of thing. So I just kind of, like, don't want to be living like this the rest of the year.
So it sounds like they were, like, a big, like, support for you.
Yeah, they were. So, like, now it just, like, and then, like, it also feels like, not betrayal, but, like, kind of, like, intense that it's, like, them ostracizing me because it's, like, you're, like, people I go to when I need most help.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I just want to, like, figure it out because I don't want to lose them either. Like, I don't think it's a situation that's so extreme where, like, I don't want to be friends with you, you know? So,
definitely.
yeah.
Well, that's good that you feel that it's not that way and that, so I assume that you feel like there's a solution to it, that there's a way.
I think there is. I think, like, I don't know. I think my thing is, like, I'm kind of scared in the sense of, like, I feel like I kind of know what to do, but I'm scared that it's going to be, like, worst case scenario, you know, like, they hate me and like move out because you suck. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, like I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but in my mind, like I play it out, and that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
So that's what's kept me from doing anything about it, I guess.
And so it's how many roommates?
Oh, so it's 3 of us, like including me.
Okay. And have you had a situation like? Have you ever gone through a situation similar?
Yeah, I did last year. My best friend and I lived together, and like. She's a really great person, but I feel like when it came to, like, receiving criticism, she was not good at it. So, like, if I, like, told her, like, hey, can you, like, clean the dishes, you know, like, and approach it in the right way, you know, I'm not going to ask her to clean the dishes, but, like, you know, framing it in the most positive way, you know, she would get instantly mad, like, oh, you don't think I'm clean? I'm like, oh, okay. So now I, like, taking that situation and, like, considering, like, I kind of want to, not confront them, but I want to talk about it. It feels like almost a confrontation and, like, they might take it in a bad way when my intention is to, like, fix a situation, you know? So I'm, like, kind of worried that the same situation is going to play out again.
Okay. And you want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Especially because they've become such a big support for you.
Exactly,
here. Okay. And so, in a perfect world, if everything was good and things would turn out in the most ideal manner, how would you go about that?
I guess it would be, like, you know, when you see in movies, like, the interventions kind of thing, but not like, I guess not so cliche, not in the way that like everything ends up like us yelling at each other, because I know interventions are kind of seen in a negative way most of the time. But like, I guess it's like taking the intervention in the sense of like just talking about what's going on, because that's what I see an intervention being. It comes to the point where like things are so bad that I just need to talk to you about it. But I guess, like, best case scenario, like, we talk about it and, like, everything kind of goes back to normal. Worst case scenario, obviously, like, we're, like, not friends anymore and, like, have to move out or, like, you know, some kind of complication. So, yeah, I guess it's, like, just trying to I'm trying to, like, not to think in the two extremes because I know, like, there could be middle ground. Like, it doesn't necessarily, it could be, like, some bad, some good. So I guess it's, like, yeah, in a perfect world, it would just go back to normal.
Okay. And so, how would you kind of go about that? Would you mind, like, kind of telling me what kind of phrases you would use?
Yeah, so I guess it's, like, I kind of wanted to just, like, ask them if I, like, hey, can we talk? Like, I don't know, I feel like kind of easing into it rather than, like, what am I doing wrong? You know, like, I just wanted to be like, hey, can we talk? Like, and, like, you know, if they're, like, open to talking, I guess I'd be like, I know, like, things have been, like, kind of rough lately. I just want to, like, clear the air and, like, maybe figure out what I did wrong or if, like, I can fix the situation because, you know, like, I still want to be friends with y'all and, like, I want to fix anything if I had any part of, like, contributing to what's happening right now, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's, like, trying to focus more on, like, remediation than more of, like, blaming because I feel like that can easily go bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to blame them either. I know, like, negative things have been happening, but I don't want to make it seem like it's their fault because I could have done something easily too. I just don't know what's happening, so I can't fix it unless they tell me.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'm really glad that you mentioned all of these things. And if you don't mind, I would like to give you a little bit of
of course
feedback. So I'm really happy that you brought up the whole, like, intervention and how, like, that's normally, like, how it's played out, like, in movies and how, like, it'll be, like, a group and, like, most of the time, not all, it'll be, like, someone or a group of people kind of going towards a person and telling them things. But I really like how you brought up the point that it kind of has to do how you come about it. So I think what's definitely important is, like, tone is really important, like your tone of voice, and maybe making it seem as, like, normal as possible. Maybe not even, like, not calling it an intervention because like you mentioned, you know, sometimes that
it's like a negative concept.
Yeah, it could definitely have that effect. So there's that, and something else that I noticed that you said was like, hey, can I talk to you guys? Like, that's definitely a good way to start something. However, maybe it might create, like, some sort of, like, beginning tension in the sense that I feel like when you normally hear, like, oh, can I talk to you?
It's kind of like, ugh, something bad's about
Yeah, and I wouldn't want that to happen.
I see what you're saying. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't want to say it that way. Because then I'm like, oh my god, something bad is about to be said right now. I think that you're right.
And even if nothing bad has happened, it kind of creates this, like, what's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
exactly. It just creates that tension. You're right. Okay.
So, especially if they're your friends and if you've known them and if, like, you used to, like, hang out and, like, talk and do all these things, like, maybe trying to make it seem as, like, casual as possible. So, I think it's really important that you focus a lot on, like, I statements, so letting them know, like, how you feel and what it makes you think, obviously in I terms. And trying to stay away from you because those, like, if you start a phrase with, like, you make me feel this way or you guys are including me and I feel left out because you, like, trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I really like that because I feel like I mentioned how I don't want to blame them, so I feel like I kind of want to avoid saying you now because, like, it does seem like it's almost like they're to blame. So I do want, like, and I think I also like the I statements too because they're talking about, like, how I feel, so you can't really judge me based on what I feel because it's just, like, what I'm perceiving, you know? And I think that also puts a spin on, like, hey, what could you have done to make me feel this way? Not necessarily, like, you did this, but, like, maybe what did you do to contribute to it? And I feel like that's definitely a better way to approach it. So, like, I'm glad you said that because, like, I wouldn't have thought of, like, I statements. Like, I've heard of it, but I never would have thought, like, consciously being, like, this is what I feel, like, you know? And I feel like it's also, like, more powerful, like, you know? Yeah,
and not only that, but it could also bring, like, a good awareness. So, after talking about, like, well, this makes me feel this way, and these are the feelings that I'm currently feeling, or, you know, that can bring up, like, other conversation, and it'll bring awareness not only for you but for them. So hopefully it becomes like an active conversation where like, oh, like you get to work it out, but you become aware of these feelings and what it is that triggers these feelings, and how as friends you can make sure that it doesn't lead to something like that again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm just like hoping that it like works out in that way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just fearful. Like, and I know like I'm taking the right steps in the direction, but like it just like I'm just gonna make sure that like I focus on that, you know, like not necessarily making a confrontation, and like, you know, making it more about like it's also not even just necessarily about me, but like also like us. Like we were like an us, you know, at one point, and now it's just like you and me.
Yeah.
And I think it's like if I frame it in that way, it was like I just kind of want us to be like together. I feel like they'll be like more okay with it. They won't like necessarily see it as like a negative thing too.
Yeah, definitely. And I really like that you said that, us, because it brings an importance to it. It shows how much you care about them and how you don't want this to affect your friendship. You want to work it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you so much, though. Yeah, I have to run a class, so I put this timer. But thank you so much. It like really helped me a lot. Now I want to like do it. So I hope it like goes well, and I'll let you know like what happens. Too.
Yeah, definitely. And if you need any other resources, then I could refer you out to. There's a remediation group where you can also go.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't have to get to that. But thank you so much.
No
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Okay, I'll walk you out.
Alright, thank you.